Hey everyone, this is Daniel, and today is a continuation of my Power Apps Hidden Gem series, video number 17. Now the four items I'm going to cover today are the drag and drop from the upload, remove unused media, add a custom card in the edit form, and the IsSelected. But first, here's my intro video. So let's jump straight into the Canvas Studio. And the first one is drag and drop an image from the upload. So initially what I would do to add an image into my Canvas Studio is I would now come over here to my image section or the media. I'll go ahead and upload it. In my upload, say I went ahead and picked a picture of Finn. Here's a picture of Finn. And then now it has been uploaded. Initially what I would do is I would come over here to the insert. I click on media, I'll put in the image. And then if I have a rough idea what that image is, I just put in Finn, IntelliSense went ahead and gave me the full name, and that's how I got the image. That's basically how we've been doing it for a long time. But now there's a much easier way. You can literally put your mouse over there, drag it and drop it directly into the canvas, and voila, there's the image over there. If the other thing you can do is you can actually just come over here and just click on it, and then the other image shows up over there. So that's actually one of the neat things that's been available over there. It gives you some functionality of the upload files no longer than 64 megs, tells you how much you've already consumed over there of the 200 that you allow. So it's kind of pretty handy information over here. Now, while I'm here, let me also talk about the two new item, which is the remove unused media. So just to give you some examples, I'm going to go ahead and now upload another image. Let me see, I upload an image of myself. I upload an image. Yeah, it's going ahead and loading an image. The file size is probably a little bigger. That's why it's taking a little bit of time. All right, it went ahead and grabbed that. Let me also go ahead and see if I can capture another. I'll put my MCT logo over here, right? So I went ahead and grabbed that as well. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and say use my crop image over here, all right? And that went ahead and got my image. But I'm going to intentionally leave the MCT one over there. In addition, I'm going to now go over here. I'll go ahead and create another screen really quick just to kind of give you some examples. In that screen, I'm going to go back over here and I'll go and grab, say, this image. And I'll intentionally go ahead and hide it. All right, for whatever reason, I'm just going to go and hide it. The reason I'm going to do that is so that it shows that even though the image is not actually being visible, that it is still being used. So I'll just go ahead and hit that as false. All right, did that. So now I've got three images over here. I know that these two are being used and this one is not. So if I were to come over here now on the top and I say remove unused media, I would expect two to be removed. So I can come over here, I expect one to be removed, and that's the MCT one. But what if I was using the MCT one and actually it was hidden? Does Power Apps Canvas get confused if it's hidden? And the answer to that is no. So let me just give you an example. I come back over here, and in this image, I'll just go ahead and delete that. In this one, I'll intentionally come in because that's my profile pic. It is hidden. And now when I go back over here to my images section, I go back in and I say remove unused media. Even though it is hidden, it does not get deleted. It is smart enough for it to know over there. So that's actually the second item which I want to do is to remove unused media. And this is so helpful, right? Because when you're going in and building an apps and you're going to go and plan on building it as a solution and you want to move it across environments or even across tenants, you want to keep your app as clean as possible. And one of the things that can take up all of this is the media. So you want to make sure that, hey, if a media is not being used, go ahead and remove it. And now there's an easy way over here. So just as a reminder, you come over here to the media in the upload section, you click on the ellipsis and you use the option for remove unused media. This truly is a hidden gem. All right, so I'm going to switch gears a little bit and talk about the add a custom card in edit form. Well, Daniel, what exactly do you mean by all of that? So let me show you an example. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to make a quick connection to a SharePoint list. All right, in SharePoint list, I'm going to select over here, go ahead and select a connection. I have a site which is already good, and in my site I'm going to go ahead and pick a list called Patch IT 2.0, and there you go. I've got my list which is all set up over here. Now in the app, what I want to do is actually go ahead and leverage the edit form. So when I come over here to the edit form, I click on the edit form, and in the edit form I'm going to go ahead and connect it to my Patch 2.0, and all these fields are filled up over here. What I'm basically going to use is this scenario is that when somebody comes in, they go ahead and select the entity, they want to fill up all of this information over here. And then after they've filled everything up, they want to go, that's when you show the submit button or the enter button. So in this case, say if I go ahead and save and do it as 2, right? 2 fields over here. I've got a bit of a scrolling to do. What I want to do is I want to make it so user friendly that I don't want to put a button on the top or any button on the bottom, which is openly visible to the person. I want to put at the button way at the bottom of this edit form, such that only when they've scrolled through and done everything do they actually visually see that button over there. Remember the whole out of sight, out of mind kind of a deal? Same thing over here. It should only come into sight after they've seen the entire form. Well, then how do I put that? How do I put that button in over here? I mean, I've selected 2 columns over here. What if I went 1 column? It just goes ahead and becomes even bigger over here. And then just to make sure that I do actually see it, I got to go into the default mode, which is there. And then I got to actually come into, go into the item. And the item, I select the defaults. And the defaults, I'm going to select the defaults over here. Oops, closing it. That way, if I just go and play it, I'll actually see it. It doesn't show up as this. So see, right now, I will have to scroll all the way to the end, but I want to add another something because I come over here, I don't have a way to go and add the button. The worst case scenario is I would have to take an existing one of these data cards, make it a little smaller, but I want to add another card. I want to add a custom card. Well, let me go over here in the forms. I select the right click over here. I don't see an option. I see realign, reorder. Oh, I see an ellipsis. I come over here. Well, the ellipsis is basically this right click. So this is where that hidden gem comes into picture over here. So watch this. I go and click on these fields. All right. I'll actually click on this edit field over here. Over here, there is the add field. Again, that's not what I'm looking for because the add field over here goes back to that same SharePoint list where I made the data connection to. And it just says that, hey, these are all the fields you have. You got to go and pick one of them. So don't get confused over here. Again, focus on the right. It's hidden. It truly is a gem. You click on the ellipsis, more actions. Aha, add a custom card. So I go in and add a custom card. And the moment I've done that, you'll actually see the little bit more scrolling appears. And voila, that's where I've gone ahead and added the card. So now in this card, once I've selected it, I can go and click on add the button. I can make that button nice and big so that nobody will forget about it. And then if I go ahead and play it, what will happen now moving forward when the app opens up, everybody sees the fields they have to fill, and then when they come to the bottom, oh, there's the button that I go ahead and selected. But all of this magic can happen thanks to that hidden gem over here. And once again, as a recap, you go to the forms, you go and click on the fields. On the fields, it's not in the add field, it's actually over here in the ellipsis, add a custom card. So that is the hidden gem over there, which was the third one, is add a custom edit card. And then let's jump over to the last one. The last one is the IsSelected. Now the IsSelected may not be new to a lot of people because again, it's been there for a while, but I truly feel that we don't make the full use of it. And if it is new for you, then this is great. There's something new that you learn. So what I've come is I'm coming to this new screen over here. I'm going to go ahead and drop a gallery, and then I'll use that same SharePoint list that I have. I'll just make sure that I'm only grabbing, say, the first 2. That way I got the, I can go and get the James, which is the first name, Control C, Control V. I'll go ahead and add the last name. I could have just put an ampersand over there as well to grab it, but I'll make it a little bit more fun. So caught that, and now we've got this information. So what's going to happen is by default, if you also even done that app in the day, you kind of already know this feature and functionality. So you come over here to the gallery, you go ahead and search for the template fill, and in the template fill, you put this if condition where you're leveraging the IsSelected. So watch this. In this one, it says that if this item dot is selected, then go ahead and give me, say, a light color of something. Say a light, I think I usually put, I went all the way there. I'll go ahead and get light, and I'll catch like a light blue. Otherwise, go and close it. So this is basically what it's always been there. I want to take it a step further. What I want to make it is so visible to people is that only when you've selected do you see the item for the next, or you also see the trash can, which is the delete option. So let's actually focus on that. I'll come over here now, and in its visible, I'm going to do the same thing. It says if this item dot is selected. If it is selected, go ahead and make it true. Otherwise, make it false. And so now it'll go ahead and show that to me. Oh, not is folder, is selected. Is selected. It'll go and show me that. Well, I can go ahead and now do something else. I can go and grab that, do a Control C, Control V, and in that I can just take this to the top, go to the right, trash. And so watch this. Now on all the other ones, it's not there, but only shows up when you select on it. Now, one of the questions that may come up is, Daniel, can I do this on the hover, on hover over there? Unfortunately, you cannot, because I've tested it that you'd have to have that IsSelected functionality over there. There is no easy way to do that. In fact, there's nothing I can think of. If you figure out a way, please tell me how to do that, because I'll kind of be more than happy. But what I was trying to show you is that, see, in the transition, you've got this feature. Like when you're hovering, it becomes big and small. But I wish when I was hovering, only when I'm hovering do I have the functionality to do that. And right now you don't. You just have it over with these features. Now, so one of the important things you want to do is for the on select, because you have the option over here directly in the gallery. You have the option for on select. You don't want to say navigate or change to another location based on the on select, because then you won't get the full effect of this visible and non-visible. You want to only use the on select of, say, this button or that button, and then it should navigate over. If you use the on select for the entire gallery, use this one, then the moment you clicked it, it'll automatically go to wherever else you're navigating it to. So you don't want to do that on the on select of the gallery. You want to do it on the on select of any of these icons that you added, and that is when you get the full effect. Because here's an example. I've got, right now I've got this one selected. That's when these two icons show up. Got this selected. That's when these two icons show up over here. And then once it show up, you click on those items for the navigation. So hopefully these 4 items were helpful to you. They were truly some hidden gems over there. And just as a quick recap, one of them was to drag and drop directly from the upload image. In addition, over there, you've got the option to remove unused media, which means it knows which of these media is being used. And if it's not being used, it'll automatically delete for you to save you the total size of that app over there. Adding a custom card in the edit form was huge, because by default, it doesn't come with an option to add another one. I can't even go and pick one from the data source. You literally have to go to that hidden ellipsis and then add that data card over there to use, for example, such as that submit button that I use. And the IsSelected may not be new to some other people, especially those who have done the app in the day. But over there's the functionality to, instead of just highlighting which is the data card that you selected, now you can even use the visible specifically for those icons and really add that extra wow factor to your apps and make it more user-friendly. So hopefully this was helpful. And as always, keep power apping.